you play the good notes, or you arrange the chords, the last chord.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Yeah, the last chord you play with good notes or not?
With good notes, like
Yeah, you play with wrong note, or you play or you arrange the chord? Because
I think I kind of revoiced it a little bit, kind of like when we recorded it live. It was kind of like a last minute thing.
Yeah, okay. It's nothing, but I hear that the chord is little different, but I prefer your interpretation of the score.
Okay.
It's perfect and no more. And the balance is good. Yeah, bravo. Only one word, bravo. Together.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. And that means a ton coming from me. I've been a big fan of your music for a really long time.
Thank you. I try my best. But the duo is really, really nice. And your playing is really absolutely nice also. Bravo, really.
Thank you.
Guys, we have a little bit of time if you've got any questions. Maybe some compositional questions or...
Ben, do you want to go first? Do you have any thoughts?
Okay. Yeah, sorry, the video, Cody told me the video was like slow motion for everyone except for me, so I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
But, yeah. So I just had a question, I guess about your, because I've seen a ton of, I've played a ton of your music. I've seen like Quay Percussion Duo play one of your newer pieces with the castanets and on the marimba. I was just really wondering, do you write a lot of that stuff around a keyboard, or can you mentally just kind of do that now, or do you have to have a marimba in front of you to do that, or not?
If I understand your question, it's if I prefer two marimba or one marimba and turn around.
Or did you have to write it on a marimba first, or could you just write it without having to look at a marimba?
I compose for this piece that you speak for with Castagnet. Mm-hmm. Really, for me, it was interesting to have only one marimba, and I tried myself around the marimba, and because I was thinking naturally it's possible to play with two marimba, but I was thinking it was not interesting, and it was a challenge to play with one marimba and face to face. I like that. And I tried a lot of things because naturally the sticks are really closed with this piece, and sometimes it's really dangerous. And I tried with my wife, because my wife is also a percussionist and my partner, and we tried together the good place. And I was thinking also the Chalaparta. You know the name Chalaparta? It's European tradition from Pays Basque, and you have wood, only wood, and two people are face to face on the wood and play on the wood tata-tutu, tata-tutu. It's like games, you know that, Chalaparta. And when I composed this piece for Castagnet and marimba, I was thinking Chalaparta. And I like Spain, and I like Spain tradition, and I like folklore from Spain, and I like also Chalaparta. It's like games, and for me, I was thinking when I composed this piece, I was thinking Chalaparta. And perhaps I have an idea for one piece with three people and one marimba.
Cool.
I composed also Martian Tribes. and Martian Tribes was 4 people and 1 marimba.
Yeah, that's always something I've thought you've done so well because I've played your piece So Bala.
Yeah, also.
Yeah, and I just thought that was so fun to put together because we were doing all sorts of different things and there's shared vibes and we're moving around the marimbas and that's something really cool and I want to kind of learn how to experiment with that type of thing more. It's just really creative.
I think that it's we as percussionists we have all. I don't know if you have the same problem as me, but I had all time with contemporary music, for example, problem with material. If you have one solo concert, you play one piece, one other piece, you need to have a lot of and too much material. And I think that sometimes the composer don't think about your problem. And okay, it could be two vibraphone, 3 marimba, 8 timpani. And one moment it's I think it's as composer it's interesting for me to reduce, to try to have good idea or the same idea, but with not a lot of material. But it's difficult. I need to think about. And I think also that as composer, if I would like to be played, I need to compose piece without a lot of material.
I had another question, just kind of from a composition standpoint. I like to ask a lot of different composers, because you have such like a wide variety of styles of music and even what you've written. What are some ways you like to get started whenever you have either a new commission or you get started? Where are some places you draw some inspiration?
It's where it's difficult to answer your question because it's we have no big time. What I can tell you, I start with piano, and I start with piano. I was 5 years old until 17 years old. And I played piano. Chopin, Mozart, Haydn, Brahms, Beethoven, Schumann. And it was my culture, was really piano. And one moment I had problem with my finger and with my hand, and I need to change. And I decided to start percussion. And it was totally another world for me. When you play piano, you play with a lot of repertoire, a lot of beautiful composer, but you are alone all time. You are alone. And when I start percussion, it was another world because you need to be together because you share the room, you share material, you need to work together. And with percussion, for the first time, I saw Gary Burton and Chick Corea. I saw With a Report, a lot of things, King Crimson, a lot of group, pop music, and so on. It was suddenly a shock for me. And I can tell that I have one hand in classical music and contemporary music, and one other hand, pop music, jazz, ethnic music. And after that, I saw that for percussion, it was not a lot of repertoire when I start. and I decided to compose also with this two culture for me. And when I saw it, it's a big shock for me. It's when I saw the duet, I saw 3 times Gary Burton and Chick Corea. And for me, it was really bam. I saw Chick Corea really playing really cool, fluid, with smile, with groove. And I told me, okay, it's possible to play piano like this. And that was my shock. And he composed, he played piano, it's funny. And Chick Corea was really for me the best example. And naturally Burton. Okay, Burton with Corea, it's really, really fantastic for me. And that's the reason that I try to compose music like, okay, it's not perhaps not new music and no revolutions music, but I try to compose music like for people, for player first, and for audience. And I like to be between classical music and jazz and pop music. And that is the third way. And I swim between this style. And yeah, that's all. And sometimes when for example, for Attraction, okay, you know the piece that, and for Attraction, it was my spirit was, I heard a lot of time ago, I saw Shakti with John McLaughlin. And that was really funny for me, the tablas, violin, guitar, and Attraction for me was, it was this inspiration. But sometimes for concerto marimba, my inspiration is more Rachmaninoff, but Shakti. It's depending.
All right, cool. Guys, any further quick questions? No? All right. Well, Ben, thank you for rescuing me there. I think I've worked it out. So we're going to move on to Yicheng now. Yicheng, are you there?
Hello.
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 Do you want to introduce yourself and just talk to Emmanuel a little bit about what you're going to say, and I'll cue up the video.
Sure. My name is Yicheng. So I graduated with a bachelor degree at University of North Texas, and I graduated with a master degree recently at Wichita State University. And today I'm gonna show my concerto by Oasis. And I played this concerto for competitions last year at my school, and I got a chance to play with the school orchestra. And I feel a lot of emotions when I'm playing this piece. So yeah, I would like to have you to give me some comments for this.
All right, great. Do you want me to play the whole clip or a select portion? It's up to you.
If we have time, maybe just the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do my best. Hopefully you'll be able to hear this now as well. I don't know if that's going to work. I think you need to unmute Emmanuel. There we go.
Cool. Cool. Bravo.
Thanks.
Because this concerto is not easy. Huh?
Yes.
It's a lot of difficulty, and it's bravo. It's good, and it was fun to play with orchestra. No,
Mm-hmm.
different as when you play with piano or not?
Oh yeah, it's very different because
Why?
Because the texture that's from the piano and the string is totally different, and I need to get used to the sounds from the piano and the strings, and yeah.
Only with dynamics or with other feeling?
I would say almost all of the things.
With feeling, for example?
You mean me to the piece? Oh, I feel like happy, like hope.
Cool.
From like, yeah.
Cool. It's really difficult, and I think that you play really good with good energy. When I play with orchestra, I play all time and I work all time first with the score. Mm-hmm. Immediately, I work my part alone. I need to see, to hear in my head, okay, what's it's important, what it's not important, what plays orchestra when I play. Perhaps I have bad idea and what is important or not. For this concerto, it's funny because it's really an imitation process between orchestra and marimba. It's all time question answer. It's all time imitation, and that is difficult because the sound is not the same. The phrasing, you need to find the phrasing to be like orchestra. It's really difficult. It was good and with good energy. I like when you play with good energy. Perhaps at the beginning and also at the end, because the end is the same part as the beginning. I see that you play and I hear that you play perhaps sometimes with wrong notes.
I think so.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. No, perhaps I hear that you play with the same wrong note, and for me it's a signal. Perhaps you can think about this wrong note because it's the same place, and if it's the same place, perhaps it's a body position, or perhaps it's you move too early or too late, or perhaps with your eyes you look left or you need to look right or contrary. For me, and particularly for the marimba, eyes are really important for me. It's like sticking. It's really like sticking. You cannot change your sticking when you play a concerto, or suddenly you change. It's not possible. You need to work your sticking and to be fixed with your sticking. And with the eyes, for me, it's the same. Sometimes I see for myself or for my students that sometimes we play with wrong notes because the eyes are not good. And you look not in a good place, and that you need to try, you need to fix, you need to be sure, and that is important. Tim, I have a question. Can I share the score, or it's not possible? Okay, no answer. Okay. We'll see later. We'll see later. No, no problem. You have the score with you or not?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Bar 89.
Okay.
Bar 89. It's you play. Wait. 89. Yes, it's a and I feel that, or I hear that your pilot, it's left. It's not left, sorry, it's right, but it must be left. Left is really important because it's left is on the beat. And for me, I hear that you try to have a pilot on your right, and that is not good. It's not clear. Really, priority is left. That must be absolutely clear. Naturally, when I speak, for example, accent and accent tonic, you understand the difference or not?
Essence and what?
Accent is the composer write accent, really he writes. Okay, and accent tonic, for me it's we need to understand the tempo or where is the important note or not. It's like the language. For example, my son, the name is Daniel. Okay, and he's half French, half German. And it's funny because the French people, we speak Daniel, and the accent tonic is on the second, Daniel, okay? And German people is Daniel, the first. That it's accent tonic for me, okay? You understand? And for me, accent tonic for the concerto, ta pa 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 pi ta 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 ti ta ta. We need to understand the tempo. Ta 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 ta. It's not big accent, but we need to understand it's accent tonic. Okay, and the left is really important. And bar 114 and 115. That is strange for me, and it's you play good. It's the problem is not with you, but it's with you and orchestra, because one moment you play ta 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 ta, and the orchestra answer pa 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 pa. Okay, but you play absolutely straighten, and the orchestra play with a big rallentando. And you perhaps you have to speak to agree, you and the conductor, to decide, okay, what we do. We go straight on or we go together with rallentando. It could be ta 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 pa ta 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 pa pa pa. Okay, second part, no problem. Or together you play pi pi pa pa pam 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 pam. The orchestra answer. But for me it was strange that you play ta 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 ta, and the orchestra answer absolutely different. That is your job to decide with the conductor. Okay, what we play. Also, when you play with the orchestra, example 126. 126, you play with violin. And after 147, you play unisono, but with cello. It's really important when you work for you, to know when you work, you are alone, but when you work up, I play with the violin. Check this part, I play with cello. It must be clear in your head And like this, when you play with orchestra, you know what you need to hear immediately. And that is really important. You need to know the score like the conductor. When you are solist, you need to know the score like the conductor. It must be clear in your head what you need to hear for your help. Sometimes it could be help for you, what you need to listen to be in rhythm, or what you need to listen to have the same phrasing because it's unisono or it's question answer. But that need to be absolutely clear before the first rehearsal. And that is a training before for yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, Manuel, did you ask for the screen to be shared?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't have the score because it's. Did you not put it in the spreadsheet, Yicheng?
I put it in a
I have.
box.
Yeah. You have the score, Yicheng? You can share or I can share the screen or not?
You should be able to, yeah.
Wait. I try. Stuck.
Oh yeah.
It's okay?
Yep.
Ah, cool. Bar 160. No, it's not 100. Why I work bar 16? No, it was okay. 16. No, I search. Sorry. Yeah, here. Yeah, it's 180. I think that it was not stable, and we need to hear and that's the pilot for me. It's right. And left, okay, naturally you need to place left good in the good place. But for me, the theme is and left for me it's between. It's not important when you play, and you are too not really stable. But it was really good. Bar 3, okay. Okay. I take the other part. One moment. Ah non. Okay. Wait. Stuck. Partager l'écran. Sorry. Okay. And it's interesting here. Naturally, you play yam, and you need to move, and it's stress for you. But when we play with stress, we play little too early, and you need to hear the orchestra play, and they play with little rallentando. And for that, take your time, play, but not too early.
Okay.
It's impossible to play the same. When I play, for example, concerto, my vibes concerto, for example, when I play with piano or when I play with orchestra, I need to play different. My attack, I need to wait with my attack, because if not, I am too early with orchestra. Orchestra need little time. Naturally, when it's big orchestra with wind, you need to have a lot of time. With strings, different. With strings quartet, naturally it's more. And with percussion ensemble, okay, you play like piano, it's go fast. But for that, you need be prudent and wait just a little. And three. Yeah, for these chords, it's nothing. It's really easy, and you played, and it's dangerous. Long roll for me, it's all time dangerous because it's for us. It's okay. It's easy. We play, and we think about after, and we move, and wrong note.
Mm-hmm.
And it was for you, it was funny because you play, it was absolutely perfect, good note, and one moment you look the conductor and wrong note.
Mm-hmm.
And you need, it's a training, you need to play and you need to move perhaps your head to look conductor or other musician, but stay stable and stay in a good place. And that is also self-training. Okay, and last things for me, it was the end. It was here. Yeah, here. I know that it's super difficult, but you play accent ta 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 ta. Because ta 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 ta. But the music is ta 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 ta. The tonic accent is here for me. Ta 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 ta. And it's the same also. Pa 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 pa. And you play with a lot of accent ta 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 ta. And with the orchestra, you are out of the tempo. When we hear orchestra, you need to help the orchestra. It's ya pa pa ta 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 pa 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 pa, and that we need this little accent. That accent tonic. Okay, it's not big accent, but we need to understand your tempo. And also the same here. To 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 ta ta ta. And you play ta 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 ta. The same, you play ta 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 ta. No, it's ta 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 ta. You understand the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, the accent tonic, not on the wrong place. It must be really clear for you, your tempo. And with that, it's super difficult, but it's you play really good. Also, same problem here. Ta 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 ta. Okay, and after was perfect, and bravo for your playing.
Thank you.
Very nice, excellent work, I Ching. Yeah, sorry, Emmanuel, to answer your question, it's about like 27 minutes each person tonight, so that's about right. We started a little bit late, so sorry about that.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, great. So we're going to move on now to. Who are we going to move on now to? Tomasz, I believe. If I got that right. Yes, I did. Tomasz, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. Great. Do you just want to
Hey.
introduce yourself and your piece?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, hi, my name is Tomasz. I'm from Poland, currently studying in Katowice. I did also study in Stuttgart for half a year and in Amsterdam so far. And today you will hear my recording of Sarabang.
Oh. Technical issues.
Violin partita, D minor. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's
But maybe everything was already told. I'm not sure. Let the music speak for itself.
Okay,
or
let's
something.
let the music. Let's do it.
Nice, Thomas.
Thank you.
Really, really nice. Really nice. And what do you think about your interpretation?
Yeah, it's very, I don't know what to think actually, because I struggle a lot. Like in general, I wanted to play it to you because playing Bach on vibraphone is something I started doing just like this year, and in general, not a lot of people are, at least I think, do it, and it's very different. And also I hear a lot of violin recordings that are very different, and on different day I like another one, and then how I should play it. There's a lot of problems with that, like how to be sure what you want, because even with the first half of this, with the at the second time I played very differently than first, and I like both, but yeah, it's hard.
And it's interesting. And why for example, the second A, what is different for you?
First, the chords, like or arpeggio or double down, or also like the the triads, if to play together or separate. And I think I can do it because physically I can play them together as well on vibraphone. So sometimes I do it, but sometimes I feel like it sounds better to separate them. And about my own interpretation, I like it today. I don't know if I will tomorrow, and I'm not sure what to do with it.
Oh, it's interesting. And you like you prefer play Bach on vibes or on marimba?
I like it on marimba very much, but on vibraphone, it's hard. I do a lot of dampening, like a lot. It was technically so challenging. That's why I play it very slow as well. Like, okay, it's saraband, but it was still on a slow side, I feel. So I like it on vibraphone. I feel I can really make a longer lines because I can dampen it or not. But for me, it's just very different. It's like, do you like Bach on violin or marimba? maybe I like vibraphone in general, so I feel like maybe on vibraphone it's closer to me, but it's also hard.
I understand. I like Bach, but Bach is all time. It's big. It's big things. It's funny because I think in the percussion world, we jump from Bach to Xenakis. And
Yeah.
and all people play a suite for cello, marimba, and after rebond A or B, Xenakis, but between for the story of the music, there is a lot of things, and perhaps we need to, as percussionists, we need to have this culture before Bach and after Bach. That is important. Okay, I think vibes it's absolutely dangerous because the resonance dampening. But that I play, you are very clear in your musicality, and that's really bravo. You are very clear, and we feel and we hear the evolution of the chords and the harmony. And for me, Bach is like jazz.
Yeah.
We really we need to understand the harmony. And it's the same for a solo piece for Bach. Cello piece or violin piece, Bach has had theme, contre-champ or harmony, and bass. And for the solo piece, he think like string orchestra, but for solo piece, he compressed. It's like compression. And we need to, after we need as interpret, we need to understand this compression. What is important was where is the bass, where is the theme. That is really important. And you play really good because we understand all. For your musicality is really, really good. Other thing is it's really nice because I was a judge for a jury for a lot of competition, and when we hear Bach, it's all times big things between the jury member. They are fighting. No, this way it was really good. No, it was not good. No, Bach must be. You need to play Bach like this. No, you need to play Bach like this. Sorry, Bach by I don't know his mobile. And nobody has a mobile from Bach. Hello, Jean-Sébastien? Yeah, okay, what? No. And it's really funny because a lot of people, it's really a fight and a war between a classical musician and Baroque musician and so on about Bach. It was interesting to hear, for example, a cellist, classical cellist, and Baroque cellist, to hear absolutely opposite version. And it's the same also. I like, for example, I like Glenn Gould. And when Glenn Gould play Bach, for me, it's really, it's magic. It's magical. It's with a lot of spirit, a lot of feeling. Okay, but sometimes you have people says, no, it's not Bach, it's Glenn Gould, play Bach, but it's not Bach. And other people play, say, no, it's genius, Glenn Gould, understand Bach. Okay, what we need to do, I think that it's, in my opinion, we need to have only two criteria to play Bach. Arrangement or transcription or interpretation must be good for your instrument. And that is important. Okay, we need to keep inspiration from violin or Baroque music or cello or what you want. But for the tempo, for cadenza, for little details, sometimes it's good on cello, it's not good on vibes or marimba. And that's, you need to hear, you are your boss, and you need to decide, okay, I make that because it sounds good for my instrument. That is the first criteria for me. Second criteria, I come back for the historic of music. You need to remember that Baroque music was between 1600 until 1750, and Bach did 1750. That was Baroque music period. And after 1750, it was classical music. And after 1830, romantic music. After, okay, modern music, contemporary music, and so on. We saw that for classical music, Beethoven, Mozart, it was cadenza with improvisation. But the writing was really more precise as Baroque music. Precise for dynamic, precise for phrasing sometimes, precise for a lot of things. And after, for romantic music, it was absolutely clear. Music must be, all composers write music absolutely with all details.
Yeah.
And after, when you see Stravinsky with Rite of Springs, Stravinsky told, okay, my music, it's not possible to interpret. You need to play my music like I wrote.
Mhm.
Okay, and our habit as percussionists is this way, because our habit is to play contemporary music. It's to play. Okay, I spoke about rebond. It's we need to try to. Okay, it's fortissimo. Okay, we need to play fortissimo. One other note, it's mezzo forte with accent. You need to try. We need to try accent and all. We are like this with with the score.
Yeah.
But for Baroque music, I think that we can our freedom. We can take our freedom a lot, and particularly for the slow movement like sarabande or gavotte or menuet, because the form is A, B, B, sometimes C, D, D, back to A, B. And it's not like Steve Reich music. It's not minimalist music and repetitive music. And we need to change the second time we play A. We need to change. Don't forget that Bach organized a competition for fun with his students. It was sight reading competition. And it was an improvisation competition. And don't forget that first, the composer was improvisator. And that it was absolutely important. Beethoven was super improvisator. I don't know the name in English, but you understand me. Mozart also. After we lost that, we lost because the composer tried to write, fix the score, and we lost this tradition. And this tradition with improvisation is only for the organist and jazzmen. And classical music, it's like this. And for Bach, I think that it's really interesting at Bach time, the second time when you have A, B, B, the second time was to see the personality of interpret and how he developed the first theme. And don't be afraid, in my opinion, don't be afraid to search more as you played. It's really good, but perhaps you need really to search, like if you improvise. Naturally, you need to stay in the harmony. But you need to try with other feeling how you develop. We are afraid because it's Bach music. We have the score. We don't change one note. No, you need to change the notes.
Okay.
You need absolutely change the initial text. The initial text is for the first time. For the second time, you can change with the style of the music. And and for that, I think that you need to try. I recommend you to listen interpretation of Baroque violinist Shinsku Sato. You know the name, and it's Netherlands Bach Society website, and you can really hear what he plays. It's not to. If you hear, you will understand what I mean. But he tried to play with a lot of ornamentation. He changed a lot.
Yeah.
Change, but not like Shinsku Sato, because it's for violin, but change, okay, it could be inspiration for you. But change and search motif, ornamentation that you like,
Okay.
and you need to search like a composer. And that, I think, particularly for slow movement, for Bach, take your freedom. Take your freedom. Naturally, for prelude, it's impossible. But prelude, at this period, it was like warm up for the cellist or violinist. It was a warm up. Prelude was warm up. Okay, but after, when you have form like E, B, C, D, D, A, E. Ah, Thomas?
Yeah, we're back.
Now I'm back. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay. You understand?
Yeah, totally. I will.
Because
I will
and
look.
last things. Sometimes I hear people play A. The difference is okay, mezzo piano, and the other is mezzo forte. One moment is one chords together, and what's the second time is one chords arpeggio. Okay, but really search more and more.
Okay.
Don't be classical musician. Baroque musician.
Okay. I will do my best.
That is more funny.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, Thomas, we got like a few minutes if you got any questions.
Yeah. Okay. Then definitely that's a different thing, but could you tell something more about your vibraphone concerto, which I really love. I played it already a few times, and
It's
like,
totally different as Bach.
yeah. But maybe how you started, or in general, maybe some things that you hear that some people do with it that maybe you would want to change, or some tips.
Vibes concerto. Okay. It was a commission for a Vibes competition. I like vibraphone. I like vibes. I prefer between us. It's a secret. Between us, I prefer vibes as marimba. And between us, I prefer piano as vibes and marimba. I feel like pianist. It's a long time. When I compose on piano. Okay, and I prefer vibes. I like marimba, but okay, my feeling is vibes. Perhaps with pedal, I remember piano. First movement, one thing I played after I played this concerto. It was not for me, but after I played this concerto, and marimba concerto, I never play this concerto. And I don't want to play this concerto because a lot of people play really good, and I thank you to play my music. But in my head, I compose for Bogdan Bacanu, and it's like if you are author for theater, you write theater piece, you think about actor, and you hear the actor.
Yeah.
And for me, I write for Bogdan and not for me. And it's not my playing. It's not my feeling. I cannot play this concerto. Okay, that is one thing. First movement for Vibes concerto, for me, it was my inspiration. Was concerto en sol, second movement, Ravel. And concerto en sol, second movement, Ravel, for me, it's beautiful, and the stability of left hand piano, boom, plum, 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 and you have the melody. And I treat with Vibes concerto, I treat to have a slow habanera, bam, ba, da, dum, bam, ba, da, orchestra stabile,
Yeah.
And the vibes is like birds and play improvisation, and orchestra stay stable. And I would like to have the same feeling as Concerto en Sol, second movement, Ravel. And the second movement, okay, inspiration was Bartók.
Okay.
And Bartók, music for strings, percussion, celesta. And between the part and the middle, my inspiration was Takemitsu.
Mhm.
But all time, my feeling is I think that we need. We are not like violinists or pianists, or we have one hand in classical and contemporary music, one other hand in jazz and pop music, and I think that we need to share, and we can play with a lot of feeling, with jazz feeling, contemporary music.
Yeah.
You see, when you play, for example, loops 2 from Hurel, for me, if you play really really contemporary, it's not good. For me, it's like jazz rock music.
Yeah.
It's like drums. It's drums part, but on vibes. Yeah, that's all. It's
Okay.
and vibes concerto, okay. And after I forgot I forgot what things. It was a commission. I gave the score, and after, but perhaps 5 years after I composed, I needed to play my concerto in Paris, and okay, I need to try to work, and suddenly my question was pedal. And I decide pedal, but after I know if I need to publish again, I publish with a good pedal, because it's important with like Bach,
Yeah.
with resonance and dampening.
Yeah.
Wow. Great. Well, I think we need to move on, Emmanuel, if that's okay.
Thank you.
Well done, Tomasz. Fabulous. We're going to fly you over to Las Vegas now to see Ryan. Ryan, are you there?
I am. How you doing?
Hey,
Good. So yeah, the floor's yours.
All right. So my name's Ryan Bond. I'm from Utah originally, but I've been living in Las Vegas for a while. Recently been doing a couple gigs with musicals and whatnot. I'm a student at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I'm doing a graduate program right now. And the piece I'm presenting today is from Dean Gronemeyer's 5 short works for solo marimba. And I'm doing the third movement, Distinctive Personality. The piece, of course, by its title, and as the composer states, you need to have some type of personality that stands out from someone else and everyone else in order to play this piece in the way the composer intended.
All right. Here we go.
Cool, bravo, Ryan. Not easy to play with 6 sticks, no?
Yeah, just trying to hold on and not drop them.
And why you would like play this piece?
I chose this piece because I have the opportunity to work with the composer Dean Gronemeyer. So I wanted to learn his grid, the way he approaches it. So he's one of the professors here at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I thought, learning his works and his pieces while I'm here to help get me into Six Mallets would be a great start.
Okay, that is interesting. Okay, and what? Because I share the score. Okay, it's really interesting because naturally it was my first question for you was, okay, he wrote that on his part, and okay, performance, blah, 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 for specific information, performance technique, see percussive notes. Bon, I don't have this percussive notes book.
I can send it to you. I have his article if you would like.
Please.
Yep.
Please. Because after, okay, you play third. It's funny because when I see the part, sometimes it's interesting because sometimes we have music with a lot of information. It could be Boulez, okay, Marteau 100 mètres, for example. Or sometimes we have music with sometimes information or sometimes nothing. And my question was, okay, rubato groove, okay, I understand, but ritardando, accelerando, ralentando, and for me, my question was, okay, what's the difference between ritardando and ralentando for you?
For me, the difference is the speed in terms of if I have only from here to here, one is more measured out. The I see for myself a retardando is it's more metric and more measured, and rallentando it's kind of more as a shape. If we were to shape it something like this, and it's a different speed and metric term for how and when we slow down.
Okay, no, it's cool, but I like when people are clear with with that, because when I saw retardando, ralentando, okay, accelerando. Yes, it's interesting to know how you work, and for me also it's absolutely no tempo, and it's explanation about or he forgot or
some things I've asked him about it, and something that's interesting with Dr. Gronemeyer is he likes to not give all the information because he wants to bring the musician out. And of course, he's got the chops to play a lot of really fast independent stuff with one hand with all three mallets going at the same time. But this is something I asked him. I was like, hey, what tempo can you sing this to me? And even trying to find it with the tempo, each time he did, he goes, it depends on the day, how I'm feeling. I want the tempo to be how you feel that day. If it needs to be a little faster, a little slower. So I'm not going to write the dynamics, not the dynamics, the tempo for you.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting because, it's Apergis. It's a French Greek. He has both nationality, French Greek composer, contemporary music. He worked and he write music without tempo indication, phrasing indication, dynamic indication. For him, it's only the note. And after he told me that it's like an actor. You have a text, and you need to find your interpretation. It's interesting because when you when you say, for example, to be or not to be, you can say to be or not to be with a lot of way. Fast, piano, forte. to be or not to be, and to be or not. Okay, it's a context of the theater. But for music and the writing, sometimes it's the composer write absolutely precise, and we have a lot of indication. In this piece, okay, it was my question, because sometimes it was funny, because sometimes he writes some indication, sometimes nothing. Okay, he lets he lets the freedom for the interpret. Nice. Nice, cool. Some wait. Why you don't play piano here? Because I think that it could be nice to change. You play. I don't hear, because we don't see a lot of indication, and for he wrote piano and subito forte, and I suppose that he would like to be precise for that. And I for my opinion, you play mezzo forte, but it's not really. We need contrast, perhaps.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, bar 14 and 15, the left hand, it's really difficult, because sometimes you play with wrong note, and yeah, the position with 3 mallets, it's difficult. But naturally, with this scale, because it's a mode limited transposition, mode number 1, this piece, we hear that we hear the wrong note, and perhaps you can it's details, but perhaps you can practice for the wrong note, and to have good position. Sometimes I think that you move not good, or I don't know, but sometimes I hear wrong notes. And that is dangerous, because we need to have the same chords, and we need to hear absolutely the same. Yeah, be careful. Bar 18. Yeah, I agree, because you okay, no, I understand, because you work with the composer, but I agree that bar 18, for this big movement, you play with piano suddenly, and you entrance piano here, and that's naturally, it's really musical. Perfect. Perfect, but you don't stay on the same dynamics. It's perfect. Okay. For 25, 26, 27, 28, in my opinion, when you have a marimba solo piece, or solo piece for marimba, when I play, I imagine orchestration all time. I hear only sound of marimba in my head. And for me, for it could be cello or fagot or trombone. In my opinion, and for my test, I think you play too staccato. Ta 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 ta. And 25, for example, I imagine in my head for the high note, it could be first violin and second violin, and behind cello with control, with little crescendo, decrescendo. I think it's you are too staccato. It's yeah, I need to have waves, not big waves, but yeah, pa 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 pam, pa 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 pa. And for you're right, yeah, pa 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 pa, different. You tell me if you don't agree with that.
No, I really like that. That was actually answering a question I already had written down to ask you about how you envision, because you had mentioned how you imagine piano, but speaking with the violin and the cello really helps me picture and see kind of the bigger picture about how to go about this. So
I need to imagine all the time. I need to imagine orchestration because it's big help. It's the same when I play with chamber music. It's big help for me when I play with voice, or when I play with violin or with clarinet. Immediately, I need to breathe. I need to phrase. I need to. It's normal. And when I am alone, I need to imagine other instruments, other colors. It's a big help for me. When I hear only marimba, it's poc, 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 poc. I need to have other solution. And it's funny for me to imagine, okay, that could be staccato, not staccato, but pizzicato, or sometimes I imagine instruments with large notes. Okay, it stays marimba when I play marimba, but in my head it's large, and it's big help for my interpretation. It was the same when I played piano before, when I was young. It's the same. You need to imagine orchestration. It's big help. Yes, bar 36 and 37. That I not really I have a problem with this passage, because you, for my opinion, you play with all. You play ya pa 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 p, and you cut the phrase. I think it could be better if you ya pa 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 pi pa 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 pam pam without cut. It's naturally your cut is little. It's not long cut, but you play ti to 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 ti to 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 to, and you rock the phrase, and that is interesting. Perhaps it's difficult to play ya pa 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 fast. In this case, play with big rallentando here to be prudent. No problem. But in all cases, ya pa 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 pi pa 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 pam pam. Stay in your phrase. Okay. The same as one other. When you have long roll, it was the same as I don't remember the name, but it's dangerous, and you stay where you are and be prudent, because you move. I saw your body, you move, and you are like this, you play, and you know that you need to play day, this note, and in your head you move, you need to prepare. No, stay until the end, and after you move your left. You move too early in your head, and like this you play with wrong notes. These long rolls are all time dangerous. It's the reason that I play more vibes, because pedal. Okay. 54 for me. He wrote for one time because for a long time he wrote no dynamic indication, and for one time he wrote subito piano. And you don't play subito piano. Perhaps we need that. After and after one moment, ça va? Ah oui, okay. Same problem about 58. 58, we have the same problem with the left. It's the same chords, and sometimes it's wrong notes. It's difficult, but the difficulty, sometimes I play with 6/6, but for me, the difficulty is I don't know if how you play, but when you play F, A moll, C, and after you need to chain F sharp, A, C sharp. It's really difficult to play 6/6, and for this moment, for this piece, you play really good. It was really nice. 58. Yes, I like when I have some, for example, majestically. It's big help for me, and perhaps you can imagine for your orchestration in your head, you can imagine a brass, yeah, pom 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 pom, more yeah, brass band, for example. And I like to have when the composer writes the character he wants to have for each passage, it's helped me a lot as interpreter. When I have, for example, soft or aggressive or pathetic or hesitant or mechanical or furious, timidly, it's big help for me. Because for each passage you can search your interpretation, but it's big help. And magically play different as before, perhaps, to have a different character. Well, that it was not your problem, but for example, he wrote ritardendo, but until when? Okay, it was for one bar. But you play nice. But for me, the writing was not clear. Ritardendo, okay, but here it's tempo primo or tempo slow, or you understand? And that's okay. Now I understand that you would like to let the freedom, and that is good. Bars to finish, bar 70, 74. The same problem as before. You play with the cut here. Naturally, you need to have time to move for the next chord. But that also it's not possible to have like you play ti tac 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 tac. The cut is not good. You need to try to be prudent with your rallentando. You can play molto rallentando, but really it's like a wave. So you need to jump for the next chord. Tick tac 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 ta ta ta. That we understand that it's the end of your phrase. Wait a moment. Comment? Oui, direction. And to finish, and to the end. Yeah, it was little improvisation here that you played, because you add 1 or 2 bars, but funny. I like.
Yeah, I added those bars because of the way it was sung to me. So when it was sung to me with that additional bar, I was like, that's not in there. And that's how it sounded. So when I was asking about the piece, so I kept it in. You're right though, you caught it. Yeah.
No problem. I can tell that it's not like Bach music, but you can add some things. Why not? You know the composer, you ask the composer, and okay, we'll see that the score is you have your freedom and take your freedom, and you play good with a good engagement, and it's really good. I like. Bravo, really.
Thank you.
Ryan, have you got like literally a couple of minutes because we're gonna have to swift things on? Have you got any like swift questions or anything?
Most of the questions I have that I had written down that was prepared was all about hearing it in terms of and you answered it with your question with the orchestration. How you mentioned that, try and hear the violin, try and hear the cello in it, because sometimes I think a solo instrument and I think just of that instrument. When you are writing for either a solo or a duet, do you do the same thing with hearing other instruments, even if you're writing, let's say, just vibraphone and marimba, like Losa? Do you hear other instruments as well, or is it in the same type of orchestration?
Yeah, interesting question. I don't know. I don't know. I have no rules. Sometimes I hear really sound, vibe sound or marimba sound. Sometimes, yeah, naturally. Yeah, it's interesting. When I compose for concerto for marimba and orchestra, I hear my orchestra, and naturally I know that's okay. The marimba part, I hear the sound of marimba is important. But after as player, for my help, when I play marimba, I think orchestration. It's a little crazy. So I have another answer. When I play, when I compose, when I write music for marimba or vibes or other instruments, my first feeling is to think piano. I don't know if I know why, but first thing it's piano.
But then if that's what you started with, like when you were younger, then that makes sense, no?
Yeah, naturally. I can tell you one thing. When I play vibes or marimba, I imagine all time strings, arco, and with arco you can play with one movement. Arco, you can play a lot of notes. It's possible. You can play staccato, but you can play a lot of notes. It's the same also for piano. You have a okay, but the big movement for your hand is it's like this, like an arco, and inside you have a lot of notes. And when I play marimba, for example, okay, we play ta 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 ta, but for me it's not staccato. It's like this. And for me, it's really important. I think really this movement, and I never think this movement. Naturally, I need to play. Okay, you understand what I mean. But that is really important. And in one movement, I breathe, and it's like arco or movement for piano. I play a lot of notes. A lot. I play the notes. It could be 2, 3, or a lot of notes. But I stay horizontal. I don't know the name. Horizontal?
Yeah, horizontal, yeah.
Horizontal, okay. and not like this.
That's interesting because we had a session from Pius Chung like a couple of months ago, and he was saying exactly the same thing. And he's got a piano background as well, but a lot of his motions is actually more that way than the other.
Yeah.
And when you watch him play, you can see it. Like it's.
Yeah, absolutely. And because perhaps it's my habit. When you are a pianist, it's a big difference, and it's really it's a big difference between piano player and marimba player. Is with piano, you have all-time contact with your instrument and finger contact, and that is big help. The second thing is you go to Tokyo, you go to Paris, you go to Berlin. The piano, the Steinway, it's the same between C and C. You have the same distance, and that's for us between one marimba, Adams on one marimba Musser on one other marimba Yamaha is different, and between the same marimba, between C and the low part and the high part, it's not the same. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's crazy because we need to see the instrument like crazy. When you play Chopin or Rachmaninoff in piano, when you have octave, you play octave, but you can play blind. It's easy. You understand? And
yeah.
But with our movement, we can the sound production, we can change a lot of things. And I think that too, in my theory, if I can speak about theory, it's not theory, but when you play tac, tac, with for each note the same movement, for me is staccato.
Yeah.
Tac, tac. But if I play ta-da or ta-da-da, it's legato.
Yeah.
It's not really legato. It's like not like flute, but it's ta-da-da, or it could be ta-da-da, crescendo or decrescendo. But in one movement, I play 3 notes, for example. Ta-da-da. And if I would like to play staccato, okay, it's ta-ta-ta. It's 3 movements. And for me, it's really, really important. And it's like violin, ta-da-da, or not ta-ta-ta. Same things. I don't know if I'm clear. Sorry for my.
You're very, very clear. I said last year that your English is excellent, so you don't need to worry about that. No, it is. Honestly, I'm English. Trust me. All right, great. Sadly, we're going to have to move on because we are running out of time a little bit. So we're going to give a round of applause first. Nice one, Ryan. Okay, we're up to Elin now, and that's late where Elin is because she's in Taiwan right now. So.
Yes.
Hey, Elin.
Hi, hello.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Because it's first time using Zoom from
Yep.
the laptop.
That's
okay,
fine.
Perfect. Yeah, like currently I'm living. I just back to Taiwan for the holiday, but I live in Germany, studying for my master and my doctoral degree, and now I work there in the music school. And now they are having the summer vacation holiday, so I just take 1 month back to Taiwan and visit my family. Yeah, yes. And today I'm going to play the marimba concerto for you, which you just mentioned before with another student. And actually, I'm planning to play as an excerpt from first movement and the third. And actually, there's a point I want to discuss with you because about the third movement. During the middle part, I did actually improvisation myself. So I didn't play as you written, and I wonder how you feel after hearing it. Yes. So actually, it will be some new idea I brought into the music. Yeah, because I found it so. It sounds actually great and spoke to me. well. So let's see.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. How do you think? How do you think about us? Yeah. Actually, it was kind of my idea. I tried to also do. Actually, I enjoy also sometimes arrangement in the music and also try to composition because I feel marimba is still, as you said, as a pianist and as also from different instrument. I feel marimba is still kind of a new history. We also try to find a new possibility to discover the sound. So that's how it brought me this idea, start to write my own melody. And it feels like when I start, I mean, originally I play your version, but then this kind of like a result during my practicing, I think, why not? Because I feel this part originally you wrote kind of sounds like improvisation, right? Originally. And I played to my professor and he said, yeah, actually it sounds fit well. So I just keep that. The recording you heard was my the final exam of my graduate recital for my master degree. So yes. So actually it was the first time I played to the public. Yeah. And then many people, some jury member, they are from the different instruments like the piano and the violin professor, and actually they can after the concert and told me like they really like the musical idea, and because some of them also reading the score because they have a score during the judge, and then they say, yeah, you play also different, and they found the idea is also inspiring. That's why I was thinking, if one day I can play to you in person, it will be an honor. And I want to know what is your opinion hearing that the version of my version.
For no problem. Okay, for the movement 3, we speak about your improvisation. Okay, yes. It's absolutely the same feeling as when I composed this part. Because I compose, I can tell you how I composed this part. Okay, I found the chords for the piano, poplipi, poplipi, popli, popli, pop. And I record that.
Yeah.
And I tried to improvise.
I see.
I try to improvise, and each time that my idea was good for me, I wrote.
Wrote down, I see.
And I wrote phrase by phrase. Okay, I needed time for that because sometimes I improvise, and sometimes phrase was really often okay, it's come back, it's the same system, and okay, so slowly I wrote, and I wrote like improvisation.
I see.
And it's the same feeling. You can, it's no problem, but for example, you need your 3 first phrase was not good for me because you search your notes, and so sometimes it was like chromatic things, but
I see. Yeah,
it sounds not good. You need to stay in the mode, in the scale, and don't change if you right. Because sometimes it was okay, it's wrong note, or it's really chromatic improvisation, and that sounds not good. Stay in the mode, in the scale. Okay, if the 3 first phrase was not good for me, and after it was okay for me. It was the spirit, the feeling was good. One moment you play with chords. Why not? It's why
and
not?
It's also a motif from the first movement.
Yeah, it's yeah. It was for me. Yeah, why not? Don't play too fast, because when we improvise, when we play improvisation, really often we play too much, and we forget to breathe. Play one phrase, think about, breathe, play one other phrase.
Yeah.
Okay, it must be like a conversation.
Right.
Don't play fast, and a lot of virtuosity. Forget the virtuosity. Virtuosity, it's before and after this passage.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have character. We need to have improvisation. It must be fluid. It must be elegant.
Yeah.
That is important.
I see. Yeah.
Okay, and the phrase, your last phrase was not good also for me.
Mm-hmm.
You need to hear again your recording, but the last phrase before the theme, the last phrase was little chaotic for me.
I see. Yeah.
It was not phrasing. It was the phrasing with Roberto. It was chaotic for the note.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would like to improvise, you need to be really clear with yourself.
I see. It's also my first time doing something like that. I mean, yeah.
Wait, one thing. I would like. Alors, I would like to share. Okay, my screen. Stack. But for all people, okay. I jumped for the third movement.
Okay.
It's coming. It's indication for you. Okay.
Right.
Okay, we are here. Okay, that was your improvisation. Okay, the feeling is it's improvisation feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Your phrase, it's like birds. You can wait. It's not. You don't need to be in time. Perfect. It's you understand. Okay. If and after. Okay, when you play this rhythmic, don't forget that you need to play perhaps with more phrasing, with little crescendo.
Okay.
When you have one note, when you have same notes, go in one direction. And you play too little too tom pakatakata. No, try to play tom very precise.
Yeah.
With little crescendo, ta 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 ta. That is important. Okay. Why I didn't write that? Because to let little freedom for the interpret, and if I write crescendo, I need to write, okay, you need after crescendo, come back piano for the next crescendo, and it's a lot of indication.
Right.
But more precise. Rhythmic like flamenco music.
I see.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
And this rhythm, for me, it's like guitar, flamenco guitar. Sometimes them they play like this, and for me,
I see.
Okay, you see, it's not takatata, no,
Right.
Like flamenco music. Okay, and in all case, when you play with piano or with orchestra, it's little accelerando during the improvisation part. And here, it's absolutely dangerous because the piano player, it's really easy for orchestra or it's really easy for the piano.
Right.
And after, if you stay the same tempo to play that, it's absolutely too dangerous. Okay? In this case, okay, totata, totata, toti, toti, totata, 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 tagadagada, pakataka, takata, takata, plays tempo primo here.
Ah, I see.
You are the boss.
My tempo was too fast.
Yeah, in all cases, all orchestra and all pianists play too fast during the improvisation, and you arrive here and it's it's absolutely too fast. It could be too fast. Yeah. In this case, no problem. You show your tempo. Okay, and you come back normal tempo. That is important. Okay.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, just to let you know, it's 9:30, so you're welcome to carry on for a bit, but just so you know, it's
okay. I can 5 minutes.
Yeah, just as long as you want. I'm just saying, I didn't know if you had to go out or something, so
no problem. First movement. Okay, first things, thank you to play the first movement.
What is your original?
Yeah, because the original, it was 2 movements, the second and the third, and I composed the first after. And I like this first movement. Okay, yeah. We have no big time, but little indication for you. Here, when a composer writes this tenuto, I would like to hear a melody. P, da, 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 da. I would like to have this melody here. Okay, and that is important. When you have this form, tom, pa, pom, pom, ta, 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 ti, 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 it's the same. I need to take, perhaps for me, you play too straight on, too rhythmic, pom, ta, 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 ti, 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 ta, 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 ta. With the bass, and particularly with orchestra, you need to take your time. Yam pam 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 ta 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 ti 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 pam pam ta 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 ti 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 pam pam. Okay.
Yeah.
Play with the bass. Little. Take your time with the bass.
Okay.
That is important.
Yeah.
For that, you are with the violin. That is important to be together. You bring colors for violin for this theme.
Yeah.
You bring attack, and violin bring a sound. 62, yeah. Da di da di da da pa. Okay, it's like rallentando. Take your time also. You are too metronomic. Ta ti ta 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 ta. No, you can take your time. You can play with phrasing. Ta di da da. Okay, yeah. Just a little. 674. Okay, that is interesting. Perhaps it's my mistake. When you have that tom pi 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 pom ta 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 ta, for me it's like the same for the writing as tom pa 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 pom pa pa pa. It's two different things. And if I imagine orchestration, it's bass, and after is other instrument. And for me, it's the same here: pa pa, bass, and other instrument. Don't play the same.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you say again? Sorry. So you mean don't play the same?
Yeah, it's really bass. Pa ta 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 ti 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 ta 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 ta. It's not the same. It's not the same feeling.
I see. So have to have a different texture. Okay. Yep.
85. I like your role because you start with your left. And I like when the players start with the left. I think it's more deep for the role.
I see.
Okay, it's not a question about a left writer or right writer. It's I like start with left my role. I think it's more deep.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay, solo, for the solo, it's the same. It's like improvisation here for me.
Yeah.
But play the text. It's the spirit, the feeling. It's like improvisation, but play the notation. Play what I wrote.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Only the character was good, but sometimes, from my opinion, you played not precise with the rhythm. For example, with big feeling. It was little chaotic when you play keep your tempo. We need to that it was little with accelerando. No, we need to have tim pam pam pam. For me, that is important. Okay. Okay. After you played sometimes with little fantasy because you played that with octave.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's not necessary. It's from it perhaps too much.
Okay.
You play that with octave and that also. Why not? Perhaps it's complex for nothing or difficult for nothing.
I see.
Sing in all cases also. I think orchestration when I play, and also when I play melody like this, I sing all time. I sing. It's like voice with like saxophone soprano,
right?
Not like marimba. Okay. 130. Yeah. Be precise when you have phrase like this. Ta da da do di do do. Ta ti di ta da dan da da da. You need to be precise like snare drum.
Okay.
Tan da da da.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Tin da da dam da da. And fluid. Huh? It's not staccato, but fluid, but precise.
Mm-hmm.
That was for my test not clear. Also here, it was little chaotic. We need accent on each beat. And naturally, it's not staccato, but with accent.
Okay. I see. Mm-hmm.
We need to understand each group with accent and after naturally when my phrase go up little crescendo.
Okay.
And
here is octave. Yeah.
And to finish, for your cadenza, because you stop here, for the cadenza, be prudent if you play because you played with wrong note. Why? Because you play too fast. When be prudent, play perhaps slowly, but without the wrong notes. It's cadenza. When I feel that I play with or it's too dangerous, I play slowly. Be prudent for that. You understand?
Yeah. Take time.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Let's thank you.
Yeah. And actually, I have a question. So
yeah.
When you compose first movement, I feel like it sounds a bit like a Rachmaninoff, the music. I mean, did you get the inspiration from his?
No, it's funny because
a little feel. Yeah.
No, I know naturally. I like the third concerto from Rachmaninoff. It's like Ravel concerto also. I don't remember the date, how many times, but it's the same period as Ravel. I was thinking Rachmaninoff with the second movement, with the slow movement, not for inspiration, not for a copy. It's only for inspiration, for the feeling with the instrument.
I see.
Because Bogdan told me, with the second movement, the slow movement, he told me, yeah, can you compose like Rachmaninoff or romantic music? And the second movement, it was not copy, it's only inspiration, with the feeling only.
The feeling of, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Mhm.
All right. Well, I think we need to start wrapping things up because we've got a showcase concert in 18 minutes. So, which I need to attend to. So, thank you very much, Emmanuel, for your time.
So thank you, and thank you for your patience with my bad English.
It's not bad English. All right. Well, on behalf of everyone here at the WPG, thank you so much for coming tonight, and hopefully we will see you again. And we'll be in touch as well. We've got a new commission coming our way as well from Emmanuel, so be sure to check out WPG and Emmanuel's new piece coming towards the fall. So yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.